Hey guys, Sean from Top 5 Fit. We decided to bring it outside today to go over a couple of running drills we like to do with the number 7 resistance bands. Now, the point of these drills, and one of the reasons that we like to throw them in at the office as much as possible, well, the weather tends to get a little bad in this part of the country, Northeast Ohio, and every now and then it's not always practical for the athletes to be able to get their workouts, specific workouts in outside. This particular drill set that we're going to go through, it covers a lot of range as far as what I need out of athletes when they come in. So I can train power here, I can train endurance, I can train running form, I can train anything I need to as far as basic running skills are concerned in this drill. So that's kind of what we're going to cover today. This is Lisa. She is longtime Top 5 Fit HPL athlete, and also, if I'm not mistaken, you just took first place in the last 5K you did in your age group, did you not?
Yes,
yes, that actually did happen. So that's kind of cool stuff. So we're going to go ahead and go over some of those drills right now and take a look. Okay, the first drill we want to go over is just a basic resisted run. Now, if you notice, I'm not exactly trying to stop Lisa. I'm giving her plenty of resistance, just enough to make her work in her running form, but not enough to take her out of it. I want to give her enough resistance that she's actually putting pressure in her toes, focusing on the explosion she can get out of her calves, which obviously will help when climbing hills or accelerating. Okay, as we're heading back up, we want to go through a couple of do's and don'ts with this drill. A big don't is for those of you who are going to be in the anchoring position, which is where I'm at right now, you want to make sure that you're actually sitting back and giving the runner plenty of resistance, but you're not dropped so low that you stop them. The whole point is to strengthen the runner's actual running gait. So if you get to the point where you're adding too much resistance, it just turns into a bear crawl and a hill climb. And it's not that that doesn't have any fitness benefit, but you've gone off track as far as reinforcing and strengthening the runner's stride. All right, a second variation that we can get into is just kind of a switch off and a play off of the original resisted run. Here we're focusing on getting the knees up. We're not trying to just pull me across the ground. We're actually trying to emphasize using the hip flexors and getting as much drive as possible through the toe and through the knee, which ultimately, again, is going to help the runner accelerate or climb hills. A couple of things you want to pay attention to in this drill. Remember, the emphasis is not on pulling the anchor. The emphasis is on getting the knees as high as possible. Remember, we're trying to improve the overall drive and explosion you're getting from placing the toe on the ground and accelerating yourself forward. So the idea, again, make sure you're emphasizing getting those knees up, and anchors, make sure you're giving them adequate resistance. You're going to want to back off just a little bit here so that they can effectively get their knees up. All right, a third variation to get into, we're just going to change directions and turn the runner around backwards. This is a favorite because it tends to emphasize glutes as well as quads, and also mimics the downward forces that a lot of athletes will experience coming to a stop or going downhill. A couple of things to pay attention here. This is a bit of a trust fall type situation. You want to make sure you're giving the runner enough resistance that they can effectively push back into the band and work the quad and work the glute. But you don't want to move so far forward that they lose balance and sit into their heels and fall. So that's where the whole trust fall thing comes in. Make sure you maintain enough resistance on that band so that they can actually settle into it and focus on using their quads and their glutes. A fourth variation is to slow the drill down just a little bit. Anchors, you're going to want to drop your hips and give them a little more resistance. At this point, we want the athlete to actually walk wide and emphasize the lateral aspects of the quads as well as the glutes. And on the way back, just to make sure we're doing due diligence to all divisions of the quads as well as the glutes, we'll bring the knees closer together, which ultimately will get you emphasizing more of the medial aspect of the quads, the inner thighs, as well as that VMO to help keep the kneecap where it's supposed to be. Lisa's awesome.
Hey.
And finally, the fifth variation is basically a lateral shuffle. We're going to focus obviously on pushing on not just the ball of the foot, but the outside blade of the inside leg to emphasize inner and outer thigh stability and strength.
That's awful.
So anchors, all you have to do is switch position. You don't have to actually reorient your runner, your athlete. Just go ahead and switch sides, and then they're going to go ahead and start into the drill again. Focusing on that push off on the inside foot. Trying to keep their hips over top of the middle of their feet. That's good body position for this. And stop. Anchors, again, be very wary of how much resistance you're actually giving the athlete. You don't want to pull so hard that you pull the athlete so hard that eventually they roll an ankle or they irritate something. You don't want to do that. So keep the weight nice and controlled, and again, just enough resistance that they have to struggle against the band, and then follow along. Thanks for watching. That about wraps it up for resisted running drills. Again, these are great alternatives for when the weather's just not allowing you to get outside and get your work done. You know, you put a band like this on, you can pretty much mimic any of the resistances that you would experience climbing and descending hills, as well as build your explosive power and endurance and strength as well. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave it in the box below, and don't forget to subscribe.
And good job, Lisa.
Thank you. Yay!
I
think my mom's calling.
think my mom's calling. Awesome.
I love you guys ready.
I gave
You dead?
I was done.
It was like this timer going off in my head. It's like, you got to hurry up, get the fuck done, because she's going to pass out.
I felt the thing and the thing.
The thing.
I don't know where it is.